do the work, and you have never for a minute stopped thinking about them and being grateful for them. And even when you were in the United States Senate, you were the people's advocate, and you were the advocate for grassroots politics. And so, folks, I know that everybody in Sandoval County, because you've known him as the first gentleman of the Sandoval County Democratic Party and now the state Democratic Party. But let me just tell you, if you haven't taken a minute to learn about his journey and his lived experience and the progressive values that he brought to national politics long before its time, take some time to learn, because Fred Harris is one of New Mexico's true living legends. Thank you, Senator Harris, for introducing me tonight.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, it is great to be with you. I just finished doing a couple hours of MC work over for the Democratic Party of New Mexico's virtual watch party, just like this one here. And then I come over here and I see so many of my friends like Dr. Norm and Gary Tripp and Jonathan and his bride. It's great to see the Muñizes here and Joel and just so many folks. I love Sandoval County, and I think those of you that are deeply engaged, look, I got the Honorable Laura out there. Look at her on her white luxurious couch there. She's got the jazz hands going on. I got to hear Leah speak, who is an incredibly passionate advocate. Brenda, look, I go to Sandoval County when I need to get some inspiration, because I think some of the best Democrats in New Mexico come out of Sandoval County. And I just am grateful for every one of you, because, you know, it's easy to be a Democrat in Rio Arriba County. It's easy to be a Democrat in Santa Fe. It's easy to be a Democrat in Taos. A little bit more challenging. You got to have a little more tenacity. You got to have a little more stick-to-itiveness. You got to have a little more courage of your convictions when you're a Democrat in Sandoval County. And the folks on this call, when the candidates who stepped up to run and say, yes, I will, you inspire me with the courage of your convictions, your willingness to serve and stand tall for the families and the 2.1 million New Mexicans that rely on real leadership. It's been an honor to support the candidates out of Sandoval County, whether it was Leah or Laura in the past, and Ann Brady Romero, who I did call time with. You know, she came to my house all masked up, sat 6 feet, or it was more like 60 feet away. I had a microphone. I was calling out to her in the other room, trying to give her some guidance on call time. No, she was great. I hope she's smiling. All I can see is her name. But anyway, I enjoyed doing some outreach with her. And it's just Sandoval County, you've got a special place in my heart. And I tell you a little more of that than just saying that, so that you know I'm not just being political. Like, I love the people of Sandoval County. So thank you so much for the honor. I want to say thank you to the chairman, John Sweeta, our co-chair. Leah, I want to say thank you, especially to Deb. If you haven't had an opportunity to reach out to Deb and say thank you, she worked so diligently to pull this all together with her team of volunteers. She just stepped up. She held my hand like I was a third grader and make sure I didn't go off the trail. And I made it tonight. And so thank you for inviting me, following up with me, educating me, and allowing me to say, yes, I will. So with that, let me just say thanks to all my Sandoval County Dems, especially Deb, especially your leadership of the county party. And now I get to do my first duty as your election night virtual watch party MC by introducing Lucas Oswalt, who, let me just say, we got a really short introduction here. So you're going to be glad, because I'm about done here. Jonathan Muñiz is giving me the genioso going, hey, Colon, quit talking. This isn't your night. Let's hear from Lucas. And yes, here I go. Let me tell you about Lucas Oswalt. He's going to join us live. I don't see him in the camera yet, but I bet he's out there. He works as a labor union advocate in Oklahoma. And I suspect there's some connection between New Mexico's living legend, our Senator Fred Harris, and this incredible labor union advocate in Oklahoma. He's voted blue for the last 2 decades, since 2000. He plays original guitar and ukulele tunes when not kicking ass for the working class. Give it up for Lucas Oswalt.
Hey, thanks very much for that introduction. I am, it's about 11 o'clock in Oklahoma right now. Thank you so much to Delbert for inviting me. I pre-recorded a video, so give me 1 second. We're gonna get this rolling. And I guess the one thing I'll say about it is that music to me is one of the most healing art forms. And when I'm not working hard, I just use it to heal and relax. So hopefully you enjoy this. And if we're going to plan B, we'll do live performance.
Cool.
All right. So just a couple fun songs for you. This song's called TaskRabbit. All right, thanks.
Bravo.
All right, keep it moving, keep it moving. This is a quieter one off my record called Waking Dream. The song is called Water and Light. Thanks a lot.
Bravo, bravo, bravo. Thank you so much. And what a great pivot there. And we've all gotten to be experts during the time of the COVID-19 pandemic. How do you spell pandemic? P-I-V-O-T. And that's exactly what Lucas Oswald did for us there. He pivoted and we were the beneficiary of the technical difficulties because we got to hear him live. Thank you, Lucas. Appreciate that very, very much. We put a link to your Bandcamp website there. I hope that's the right one. It's the one I found, and hopefully folks can tune in and support your good work. Thanks for bringing your talent, your artists, and your gifts to our watch party.
Thank you to Delbert and Karen. Good to see you. Take care.
All right, all right. So let me see. I think I'm going to be looking for Jennifer. I'm not sure that Jennifer was able to join us. Is Jennifer with us? Where's Jennifer Taylor?
Yes,
is she here?
Right here. Yes.
You are? Show thyself. There you are. I love it.
Hi there.
Hey, it's great to see you, Jennifer Taylor. I'm so glad you're here. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I'm happy to be here with you all.
I'm thrilled you're here too. You've even got one of those cool kid headsets. Aleli told me to get this big old microphone so I could cover half my face and maybe it'd make me look skinnier. so they wouldn't give me one of those cool kid headsets. But hey, you're looking good. Jennifer Taylor, tell us what's going on. Speak to us.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm excited, like I said, to be here with you all. This has just been such an amazing experience to be able to have run my first campaign for office. Running for Sandoval County Treasurer has really meant a lot to me, especially because I've had the opportunity to be molded and really trained by the best county treasurer that there's been, Laura Montoya. And I'm just so thankful for everything that I've learned, all of the experience I've gained, meeting so many great Democrats over the past year. And you all have been amazing to me. Thank you so much. And you've all been very instrumental in this campaign as well. I want to really make a shout out to my campaign managers. I actually had two. I actually had three. One of them was my husband, because he's been so involved with mostly like putting out signs and stuff for me. But Chris Stahl and Joey Dominguez, they have done an amazing job. They've just been out there trying to get me all of the every way possible to get my name out there. They have provided those avenues for me. Um, they they've encouraged me, just kept on top of me, making sure that I was getting the job done. Um, you guys are both worth $1 million. If I had $1 million, I would definitely give you that. Of course, I want to thank again the current county treasurer, Laura M. Montoya, for not only doing an amazing job for the last 8 years, but also for teaching, encouraging, and believing in me. It has been such an honor serving our taxpayers with you, Laura. And I'm just going to miss you so much. You do, like I said, you've just been so instrumental in this whole process of me growing and learning and coming to this point. So I also want to thank Commissioner Brooke and Donnie Leonard. They have also been so completely supportive of me and this campaign. So thank you to everyone who has voted. And also I want to give a shout out to my fellow candidates, Anne, Leah, and Alex. You girls rock. You girls encourage me every day. And I just want to say thank you so much to all of you. I'm looking forward to these results. I think it's going to be a great night.
Hey, way to go, Jennifer Taylor. Way to bring the heat and spread the love. Well done. And in fact, that is a trifecta you spoke about there, Ann, Lee, and Alex. That is a trifecta on the campaign trail right there. And you were in good company, Jennifer. So thanks for those kind words, and thanks for spreading, like I said, the love and gratitude, because in public service and trying to get these opportunities in politics to be able to serve, we can never fail to offer up gratitude to those who we surround ourselves with as volunteers and supporters and colleagues on the trails. So thank you for spreading that love. Look, I didn't have the luxury of spending all night with you tonight, but I understand. I want to take it over to Joey. I don't think we've got very many election night results updates right now, and Joey is kind of in charge of leaning in on these updates. And I am due for an update out of Sandoval County. Joey, are you with us? Show thyself.
I am.
There he is.
I
Joey
am. Thank you, Mr.
Dominguez. Bring us the heat.
So I don't have my camera on. I have multiple computers going here, but I'll just keep in mind, folks, all of the data is preliminary. This data right now is basically early voting results, right? And of course, we know that, you've been receiving my reports for the past several days. So I'll just, tell you right now that we had 17,115 Republicans early vote versus 12,605 Democrats that early voted, right? But where Democrats really are stronger is on absentee ballots. And as of yesterday, we had 16,643 returned. So the results posted on Sandoval County are a representation of the early data. So let me read you what I have, folks. And sorry, it's a PDF right now. It's loading slow. Okay, so for president, we have Biden with 12,089 countywide versus Trump 17,080. And you could see that that's a representation of the Republicans that voted early, right? You see it in the numbers. We have Mark Ronchetti with 17,825 versus Ben Ray with 11,189. We have Deb Holland with 2,372 versus Michelle Garcia Holmes with 2718. We have Alexis Johnson with 14,673 versus Teresa Ledger Fernandez, 9,443. Next, we're going to go into the Senate side, Senate District 9. We have John Clark with 7127 versus our next, and I'm just going to say it because, our next senator-elect, hopefully, with 5,305. Again, guys, these keep in mind that this is all early voting data, right? We voted it by absentee, not early voting. So that's where this comes from. Katie Duhigg, and this is a close race in Bernalillo County. It looks like she won. Last time I pulled the numbers, she was 54. It was a 10% win. So Sandoval County and those numbers, and this is a race I haven't followed, if I'm being honest, in Sandoval County. And quite frankly, I should have, because Sandoval County is gonna be the county that really delivers for her because she's won there. So she has 501 versus Candace Gold, 1,047. The next one is Claudia Reisner, 38 versus Greg Schmiedes, 60 votes. Did someone, sorry, I didn't hear you if you were trying to say something. No? Okay. So I'll keep going. We have Senator Shendo, 1916 versus Susan Agayo, 1911. So that's a very close race with early voting. We have Craig Grant. Obviously, he didn't have a challenger. He's reelected with 8749. Senator Brandt. Jessica Velasquez, 1,054 versus Stephanie Lord, 988. This is a very close race with early voting. This is going to be critical because I looked at Bernalillo County's numbers and she wasn't too far behind. So hopefully Sandoval County can take her over the finish line. Let's see, Representative Eli, this is 1427 versus the Republican 1769. Again, these are early voting numbers, so we know Republicans outperformed us in early voting and we outperformed them in absentee. Christine Chandler, 265 versus David Hampton, 307. Gary Tripp, 2503 versus Jane Padrell, 4664. Billy Heelan, 2288 versus Harper, 4045. And then of course, Joshua Hernandez, he's replacing, I forgot, Laura, who is Tim Lewis, right? So we didn't have a Democrat because it was past the deadline to fill that position. Representative Derek Lente, 1,800 versus Philip Salazar, 642. Ned Fuller, 17,022, and we're on Court of Justice of the Supreme Court versus Shannon Bacon, 11,976. Supreme Court Position 2, Carrie Morris, 17,378 versus David Thompson, 11,577. Now we're on to Court of Appeals. Judge Ives is at 11,196 versus Republican Barbara Johnson, 17,699. Position 2, we have Judge Shamara Henderson with 10,768 versus Gertrude Lee, the Republican, 15,900. Judge, Court of Appeals, position 3, Judge and I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Judge Jane, I can't pronounce it. I don't want to slaughter it. Anyway, she's at 1175 versus Thomas C. Montoya, the Republican, 17,676. Public Regulations Commission, District 1, Cynthia Hall, 937, versus Janice Arnold Jones, 1,048. Joseph Maestas, Commissioner District 3 for PRC, is 10,618, versus Chris Lucchini, 11,475. And Public Education Commissioner District 4, Rebecca K. Burt, 12,354 versus Laura Burrows, the Libertarian, 12,649. And then, of course, all of the district judges were unopposed, so I won't read out their numbers. District Attorney Barbara Romo, 11,479 versus Joshua Jimenez, 17,173. Sandoval County Clerk Ann Brady Romero, 11,261 versus Lawrence Grego, 17,478. County Treasurer Jenny Taylor, 11,805. Benet Ward, 16,848. County Commission District 2, Leah, is 2786 versus J Block, 4636. Commission District 4, Alex Pylan, 1857 versus Dave Heil, 3628. And then, of course, Commissioner Eichwald is running unopposed, so his total vote count is 2851.
Yay, we have a winner.
Winner!
Go Commissioner Eichwald.
And folks, the fact that it's 10:30 and we only have early vote is ridiculous. Senate Bill 4 specifically allowed clerks who mailed over 10,000 absentee ballots to convene their canvassing board on October 20th. So as of October 20th, this absentee board could have started tabulating ballots. So all they had to do was upload the cartridges into the system. We should have had results for absentee balloting by 7:30, at least the preliminary ballot. So, the fact that we'll be here till midnight or beyond to get those ballots, that's where Democrats perform better. So that's where we're at. If I get an update, I'll shoot a message in the chat box. And for now, I'll pass on to the next person. I don't know who's next because I don't have the list.
Well, actually, I just would like to acknowledge somebody in the room. Commissioner Catherine Brook, if you want to say hello to everybody, we would love to hear from you for just a moment. Are you there?
I'm here.
Great.
Thank you for letting me speak for just a second. It's been such a pleasure running through this campaign cycle and not being the candidate. So I can get ready for 2 more years from now, but I am so grateful for all of you for participating, volunteering, and supporting the candidates. If you weren't the candidate, I absolutely adore our 4 candidates, Jenny, Leah, Alex, and Ann, and I'm very hopeful that we're still going to pull off the sweep and be able to make huge strides in Sandoval County. Thank you so much for all your efforts, and can't wait to get this done. I'm so frustrated, Joey, with this count, and I know you've already mentioned it, but I think our Secretary of State has indicated that if they aren't done by 11:30, they're going home. And I think that might have been a statewide decision. So I'm very concerned that we don't have more information at this point. I'm looking forward to you and Ann making a big difference. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Commissioner. You are absolutely right. I don't think that we have outstanding absentee ballots that haven't been counted, because as of yesterday, what was scanned in was 16,643. So really, most of those should have been counted. Whatever was received yesterday should have been, counted yesterday or this morning. So I'm not sure how things are running over there, but nonetheless, it's frustrating. Keep hope, everyone. The numbers, of course, are in the Republican side right now because they performed very well on early voting, and we performed very well on absentee voting. So hang tight, guys.
Hey, thank you, Joey, and thank you, Commissioner. Thank you for your leadership. It's great to have you there, a voice of reason and a stable leader for your district. Thank you very much, and thank you for leaning in to help these incredible 4 women who stepped up at that level to say, yes, I'll serve. And we are thrilled that you were able to provide some guidance, leadership, and especially, as I believe Jennifer mentioned, encouragement on the trail. And that is priceless. Having been on the trail on more than one occasion, I know what that means. And so we appreciate that leadership. Thank you, Commissioner, for that. And I think I get to take this. I'm a little bit of a latecomer, but let me just tell you, unless the schedule got all jumbled up, I think I get to bring Brenda to camera now. Brenda, are you with us? Brenda McKenna. I feel like, you know what I feel like? I feel like The Price is Right. Come on down. Except we're doing it via Zoom.
Thank you, Brian.
There you are. It's great. Let me just say, there you are. So let me just say that I was pleased to make a small contribution to Brenda's campaign, but I remember the first time I heard her speak, I actually sought her out and made sure that we had an open line of communication because she inspired me with her authenticity, and she touched me in a very special way with her remarks, as do all our candidates from Sandoval County. But she was one of the only candidates who I didn't really have a true and deep relationship with in advance of this campaign. Look, Alexandra and Leah and they're dear friends. I mean, it's not political at this point anymore for us. There's a friendship there that is real. And I just didn't enjoy that with Brenda yet. And so I actually was so moved by her remarks that I reached out. She was responsive, of course. And I'm proud to say that you've done a tremendous job being a great candidate for Sandoval County. Thanks for your leadership. Thanks for being responsive when I called, and thanks for being here tonight on this virtual watch party. Ladies and gentlemen, Brenda McKenna.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone. I have to say, I've been so touched at how welcomed everybody has been to me and the team, because you just got to know me a few months ago, right? I joined the race on March 1st. I decided I'm going to pick up some signatures and get on that ballot. And that's when I met a lot of you. And so I thank you for welcoming me to your Sandoval Democratic family. I spent about 16 years with the Bernalillo Democratic family, and have some wonderful friendships there, where I served as a precinct chair and a vice ward chair. You probably know names like Tom Solomon, for instance. Got to know him early on, Lori Benko. And so that's where I spent my time when I came back to New Mexico in 2002. And many of you know that I've been a Democrat for a really long time. Elementary school, frankly. I've been a real admirer of civics and government, and so this has been a natural progression for me to run for office. And especially when I've been asked to run for office previously, and this was my 4th time, and I said, okay, I'm gonna give this one a shot. And so I've had no regrets whatsoever. It's been a tremendous opportunity. And I've learned so much, learned about new things about myself along the way. And so many of you have been so generous to teach me things here about Sandoval and the unique challenges that we have, and the things that go really well too. So I'm really pleased. I had a wonderful team around me, and those are the folks that kept me strong. And that's Sandra Wischler and Eli Lee, Fran Flores, our field director, Also, Sasha Anderson, she was our pro on social media. And also Drew Prestridge, he was our finance director. All those folks taught me so much and kept me strong. And I feel that those are they're gonna be friendships for life, right? Because it's truly a bonding experience. All of us who run for office, right? Those that surround us, they really get to know us, right? They get to know what we're like when we're stressed and when we're doing swimmingly well and all the in-between times. So with that, I feel it's been really tremendous. Like I say, I thank you so much for welcoming to the Sandoval family. I really feel part of the fabric already. I really love my new home here in Corrales, and I am going to strive to serve Democrats, Republicans, Libertarians, everyone, because you know what? We're all fellow Americans. And that's the remark that I really like that our future president said. He's running as a Democrat, but he's going to be an American president. And it's those remarks that comes from his heart. I want you to know that I'm going to do the same thing. So thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brenda McKenna. Thanks for those words. And thank you for giving us an opportunity to reflect on one of John's incredible predecessors. I had the privilege of serving as a pallbearer for Tom, and we miss him very much. And we just appreciate you, Brenda, for stepping up. And thank you for those encouraging words. And yes, you want to create a New Mexico for all. And let me tell you who says, ahora es cuando. When we talk about a New Mexico for all, ahora es cuando. When we talk about a strong female woman of color, we say ahora es cuando. When we talk about an amazing mom who's raised some great young men, we say ahora es cuando. When we say who did the AP call a victory for earlier tonight, we say Teresa Ledger Fernandez. We say ahora es cuando. Let me just tell you, she has brought love to politics in CD3, and she's going to crush it in Washington, D.C., watching out for every single one of our 2.1 million New Mexicans. That's our incredible attorney, incredible mom, incredible inspiring figure from the North, Teresa Ledger Fernandez.
Woohoo to Sandoval County. I love Sandoval County. You know, I loved Brenda's comments about getting to know Sandoval and getting to know all of you. One of my family members lives in Corrales, and I remember going there as a young girl and just loving the apple orchards and stuff, right? And then, you know, I represented many tribes in Sandoval, but what I've loved this time around is to get to know so much more about Sandoval County, and I'm loving it. I loved going to that. The events you had like that. Remember when we all could get together, right? We came from Justice Charlie Daniels' funeral, and we all went out to Sandoval County. And it was raining. Remember what rain looked like? And it was raining, and it was so beautiful. Like everybody stayed, like Sandoval County Democrats, we're not going anywhere. We are in here, we are supporting, we are growing, we're doing what it takes. And I loved being in that. That was one of my first big events. I'd been going to, your chair. You guys have that wonderful first Friday. I'd gone to lunch there, and it was just great. And I have definitely really I echo Brenda's thoughts about the things that you learn when you're running. One of the things you learn is how wonderful it is to go and get to know different pieces of your district in a more intimate way, shall we say, in a more in-depth way, right? And so I'm so glad to do that. And I love the fact that I got 13,500 votes out of Sandoval so far. And we know that there was a lot of precincts out, right? Is that, let me know, what does it look like in Sandoval? How many votes do you think are still out in Sandoval County, John? What's it looking like?
Well, we're still really waiting for the absentee ballots to count. I think they've really kind of completed the early voting. So it's very preliminary, and the Republicans were ahead in the early vote count, while the Democrats had a very clear advantage to the absentee ballots. So Laura posted an article saying, the Albuquerque Journal, saying that the Republicans swept the races here when they haven't even begun counting the absentee ballots. So the headline's a bit odd, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why I was thinking those numbers looked really low to me. So it looks like it's like those aren't the numbers from Sandoval. You are the second largest county in my district, and the numbers are really small. So we are looking forward to getting that, because people showed up, and that they showed up. They sent in those absentee ballots. So I'm going to look forward to seeing those come in, and so I'm really looking forward to seeing those results come in and see what changes we do, right? It's still it's only 10:30, it's still really early, right? We didn't have our full results in Santa Fe during the primary until the weekend. So we still have a lot left to go. But I want to thank you, John. The Sandoval County Democratic Party is amazing. They're very organized. I love the way it is. There is this really like small town feel, in the good sense of small town, because you're not small, right? You're big. You're the suburbs, right? You're the cities. You've got old communities there that have been there forever, from the Pueblos to like the other places like Bernalillo that have been there so long. But you have this nice warmth about you, and I really got to enjoy that. We need to make sure that we keep this communication going. And in my what do you call it? Acceptance speech? In my acceptance speech, I talked about how much in awe I was of all the work that everybody did. And I think I've shared that with you, that the fact that we do so much work to make our democracy function, that it is not just the Secretary of State or the county clerk. It is the poll workers, it is the organizers, it is the parties, it is the people who, give all of their time to the party. And I feel every text and every phone call, I think I've shared this with you. It's like, every single time we push up against that arc of justice, that arc of history, we are trying to bend it in the direction of justice. And it takes a lot of work. And you all have been doing all that work for so long. And so I am very grateful to you for that very hard work each of you does.
Hey.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's our Congresswoman-elect, one of the first races called tonight in the land of enchantment. The Tierra del Encanto, the 47th star on our flag of the United States of America, is going to shine a little brighter now, because we have got the incredible Teresa Ledger Fernandez representing CD3, an incredible woman of color. What a great leader. What a great, passionate attorney who's done great work in making sure that people had access to their lands, access to their herencia, access to voting. But at the end of the day, she's just a phenomenal voice for the people of northern New Mexico, and frankly, all 2.1 million New Mexicans. So thank you, Teresa Ledger Fernandez. Tell the boys we send our regards from Sandoval County.
Yeah, they scattered.
They
were all
scattered.
like, okay, you want, we can go and do whatever it is they're doing.
They went to go celebrate for you.
Yeah, so no, we can't do that, right? They're in their room celebrating.
There you go.
We will all get together. When is that big party you have every year in Sandoval? It's in the summer or in the fall. The barbecue.
Yeah, Bernalillo is in Sandoval County, and Bernalillo is who can tell me? What's their tagline? The small town with big parties or something like that, or lots of events. Remember there, they got the wine festivals.
Got the wine festival. We all remember like that wine festival. I have enjoyed that wine festival for the last 20 some years.
Remember, Teresa? We used to go to these things called events. Can you remember that? Unbelievable.
We all gathered. Oh my God.
Yeah, where we all gathered, right? And we will gather again. We will gather.
We will.
We will gather again.
Absolutely.
And actually hug again.
That's right. That's
Yes.
right. I told the folks on the Democratic Party that Teresa brought the love back to politics. She always talked about leading from the heart and sharing love and expressing love. And I just, someone who's been involved for a long time. It's a message that I hadn't heard in politics in a long time. And I'm grateful for that, Teresa. You've made me a better person. Thank you.
Well, you might not have heard it, but that's what we all do. I just verbalized what you are all doing because you have always been, it's the caring for community that we have always done. I just was brave enough to actually, put love. They didn't let me make, my original logo. I had a heart there and they're no. You're a girl. You cannot have a heart in your logo.
That's pretty awesome. Well, now you're not just a girl, you are a woman of color representing the 3rd Congressional District. And now that person who said girl, you say, that's Congresswoman to you. That's right. Well, thanks for coming
I
out.
want to say hello to Alex and Brenda and Leah and, all the different candidates that are on here. You have done such a great job and you are each inspiring to me and we will keep this up. I can't wait I might fall asleep before all of the results come in. So I am going to be I'm not reading the journal article because they obviously don't know what they're saying because the results aren't all the way in.
That's right. Hey, I hope you can listen to one more good candidate. And I know you came in and you listened before you got recognized to speak.
I know how to do my job. I know what true journalism is.
We've got
Okay, Arjun.
an incredible candidate. I want to make sure that you get to hear
hello,
from.
Laura. I didn't see Laura.
And I just want to make sure that you get to hear from this next great candidate. We're going to allow to share a few words with us. He's run a great campaign. He's been a lifelong advocate for education and for our youth. He's originally been somebody who brings his education from Highlands University. He's taken it to the classroom as an educator. He's been a coach. He's been an assistant principal. He's been a principal. He's really well respected in every corner of the state when it comes to educational leadership and changing the lives of our children. He's brought that expertise to the campaign trail. I'm pleased to know him. He's now most recently led at the New Mexico Activities Association. Congresswoman-elect Legia Fernandez, I hope you get to know even better in the years ahead the incredible candidate that we had there in Sandoval County, Mr. Gary Tripp.
Thank you. That's a whole lot. We've all been at it since about 5:30 this morning, and I'm sorry about my voice. I've been out there all day with all of you, and I appreciate every single one of you. But I got to tell you that the Ledger family and the Tripp family actually grew up in the same neighborhood. So Annette and I graduated together. We were 1979 West Las Vegas Dons, and so it's been a journey. This is my first time in politics, and 38 years in education. Started in Moriarty, and all of you on this call have been so wonderful to me from Sandoval County. I cannot believe the relationships that I have built with so many good people, and just can't thank you enough. And was out there today and holding signs with you all and campaigning with you all and holding Damon Eli sign out in Corrales so that I can pay back to a fellow friend that has been a mentor to me for the last couple of years. And it's just been so wonderful. But I got to tell you that share a couple of stories, if you don't mind. I'll try to be super quick. In 1987, I was a first year civics teacher and in Moriarty schools, and I was a horrible educator. But 1987 was a great year because it was the 200th anniversary of our United States Constitution, and within the United States, the federal judges developed this competition called We the People. And I asked my students, I said, hey, what do you think? Would this be a good way to learn government and be a defender of the United States Constitution and talk about the pros and cons about the 14th Amendment or whatever the case might be? And all my classes said, yeah, that sounds like really good. And I said, and whoever wins here in the school, we get to go and compete in Albuquerque against all the schools in the state of New Mexico. And so we did that. And my fourth period class won, and there was 12 students in that class, and we came to Albuquerque and we played against and we competed against all the big players, all the Albuquerque schools and Albuquerque Academy, the private schools, and landed up Moriarty schools landed up the winner over Highland High School and Pecos High School in the state of New Mexico. And we got to go to Washington, D.C. and defend the United States Constitution to federal judges from all across this great land. And hopefully it was right there at that moment that I really tried to say, we're in this together. And at some point, I want to try to give back and be a servant leader outside of education. And so a year ago, about in October of 2019, I decided let's give it a shot. 4 years ago, when I was the assistant superintendent here in Rio Rancho Public Schools, I actually spoke with Representative Padral over an issue of transportational funding in public education. There's so many issues in every single category of our government. One little issue is how we fund transportation, getting kids to and from school, and how behind the ball Rio Rancho kids are represented. And I was over there fighting, and I was just a citizen who really didn't feel like our needs were met for the students of Rio Rancho High School. And it just really bugs me when our legislators don't get back to you with an answer. Sometimes we have to give terrible answers. We have to give no answers. We have to suspend kids when you're a school administrator. But the biggest thing I think we need to do is have communication. So I made a decision to run, and I'm glad I did. And I can't believe how many great people I see Doug Clark's name and Carla Clark and just Karen Dalbert, and the list could go on and on and on, and I could talk all night, but it's been such a great run. Win, lose, or draw, I just want to continue to try to be the best I can, and working with Jennifer and Leah and just everybody out there. It's hard to mention names, to have Laura Montoya just always, every time I talk to her, inspiring me to push me and kick me and keep going and keep fighting them and so forth. It's just, I'm excited, and whatever happens, but I can guarantee you that if there's something I can do to help our party move forward, I'm there. You can count on me, and I will continue to push. And Mr. Colon, you gave me lunch, you gave me advice, you gave me all the great things, and we're all in this together, and we're going to help each other out. So let's do it. Let's do this thing. Let's get this country moving again forward, loving, with kindness, humility, all those good things that we have about Americans. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary Tripp. You are amazing. That's why when I took you to lunch over there in Nob Hill, my staff was texting me after an hour saying, I thought you said this was going to be a 1 hour lunch, and we sat there for 90 minutes and I still had to pull myself away. You're such a charming, inspiring, authentic human being, and I'm just grateful to know you. Thank you for putting yourself out there and being willing to continue living a life of service. You've been doing it in education for a lifetime, and I wanted our Congresswoman-elect to be able to hear that about you. Little did I know that you were all vecinos together. I didn't know you were vecinos. Poor me. I just got to this party. What do I know? But
that's okay. I made
everybody
sure.
in New Mexico are vecinos or primos, so we always have. You never know.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
And Nick ate really good today. He was over at Rio Rancho Middle School fighting for all us Democrats in Sandoval County. Teresa's sister, brother. So we're all in it together.
Well, we definitely know Nick. That's awesome. We definitely know Nick. Well, look, that's wonderful. We're going to do another quick break here, and then we're going to get another big update and get to some other folks. I want to say welcome to Billy Heelan. Great to see her dropping by. Jonathan Muniz came over, and so many other great folks who've been investing. And Barbara Romo, our next DA from Valencia County, Cibola County, Sandoval County, 13 judicial districts stopping by. So we've got some great folks, but I have really enjoyed, I don't know if you've been watching or if you've had it on speaker view or gallery view, but if you've had it on gallery view, your eyes might have drifted to a little square on these Hollywood squares, and you've seen this gentleman kind of strumming away, but he's been on mute this whole time because he's been warming up for like 30 minutes. So this guy is unbelievable. Matt lives out of what remains of the prairie around these parts, the hinterlands, you might say. He's got a rock band that plays around his home, mostly a lot of classic rock like Pink Floyd, Bob Dylan, Rush, Townes Van Zandt, and the Jayhawks. And I know that our Congresswoman-elect can get down to those bands. That's music to her ears. And Matt and his band turned out to be pretty doggone good. Tonight, he's playing Neil Young and Crazy Horse's Powderfinger, and Never Been to Spain by Three Dog Night. They're singers on sabbatical. They've got a history professor, an IT professor, a philosophy professor, a PR guy, and then the usual singer. But Matt says they're shifting toward just being a quartet with a couple guitars, a bassist, and a drummer. So he's learning that role of singer just a little bit more. We want to say thanks for taking some time with us, Mr. Matt Elliott.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, how about that? All right, so I guess I'm not really used to just like playing by myself, so I guess here it goes, huh?
You'll be fine.
Well, I never been to Spain, but I kinda like the music. You see, the ladies are insane there, and they sure know how to use it. They don't abuse it, they're gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. Well, I never been to England, that kinda like the Beatles. Never believe it's only made it out to England. Feel it, it must be real. It feels so good. Well, it feels so good. Well, I've never been to heaven, but I've been to Oklahoma. Well, they tell me I was born there, but I really don't remember. Well, Oklahoma, what Arizona, what does it matter? I said, what does it matter? Well, I've never been to Spain, but I kinda like the music. The ladies are insane now, and they sure know how to use it. Abuse it, they're never gonna lose it. I can't refuse it. Well, I've never been to heaven, Yeah. Well, anyway, not like I said, not used to doing this by myself. Let me see if I can turn up the turn my volume or something. I can't hear either the cheers, or the cheers. I can't hear cheers or beers.
Matt, you sound great. You're coming in great, Matt.
It's good.
All right. So this powder finger, I always like the version that that Neil Young did with Crazy Horse and that Arc Weld double ICD set, the massive electric guitar sound. Obviously, it's not gonna. This is my Santa Fe Takanini, by the way. It's got turquoise right here. This is in honor of my New Mexico folks. Anyway, I just always love that version, which is basically what this is, except it's not going to be a super soaked in overdrive Les Paul sound. But all right. Look out, gotta find my key. Look out, Ma, there's a white boat coming up the river with a big red beacon and a flag and a man on the rail. I think you better call John. It don't look like they're here to deliver the mail, and it's less than a mile away. I hope they ain't come to stay. It's got numbers on the side and a gun that's making big waves. Daddy's gone and my brother's out and in the mountains. Big John's been drinking since the river took Annie Boo. So the powers that be don't be here to do the thinking. And I just turned 22. I was wondering what to do. The closer it got, the more those feelings grew. Daddy's rifle in my hands felt reassuring. Red diesel runs on numbers add up to nothing.
That can be kind of close.
In the first shot, I saw it coming. Raised
Does
my
that good too?
my eyes, never stopped to wonder why. And I saw black and my face flashed in the sky. was one you never figured. Fade away so young, so much left undone. Remember me to mama, I know I'll miss her.
Bravo,
Bravo,
bravo. Thank you.
bravo, Matt.
Bravo, bravo.
Matt Elliott, crushing it. Just he and his guitar. It seems like you travel all over the country, just you and your guitar. You sounded perfect, man.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Excellent, excellent,
Hopefully,
excellent.
maybe my network connection maybe covered up for all my mistakes. So hopefully.
I think you're being humble, and we appreciate it. Thanks for entertaining us.
No
Giving us
problem.
a little break.
I live in Oklahoma, by the way. I think in that my write up that I did, I thought I was sending it to someone that would fill in like context or something, or say at least that I was from Oklahoma. But I'm like one state over. I'm over in Stillwater, Oklahoma. So just for anybody's wondering.
The home of another famous former New Mexican, James Halligan, the former president of the university down south, also known as New Mexico State University. He and Ann are dear friends of mine, mentored me when I was a young man, and they moved over to the other Aggies. They're in Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Yeah, I believe he and his wife actually still live here. Yeah, very good people. So he actually was a Republican senator for a little while, but I liked it better in his academic role.
So did I. Believe me. But
he's a very good man.
He is a good man. He's
good
really a trustworthy, wonderful leader. He led New Mexico State University for exactly a decade, and then he retired from NMSU. Very rarely do you have university presidents step down at their height, and he really was at his height. He's a phenomenal leader. Give him the regards of this redheaded freckle face, Brian Colon.
I will, and I actually haven't seen him in a while, but I think that I'm sure he'd love to hear. So I've actually I know he was on the call, so I'm not used to being around people who know people I know.
That's awesome. Yeah, the Halligans, buena gente, as we say in New Mexico. Listen, I want to give an opportunity, Matt. So glad you're with us. Thank you for sharing your talents.
Thanks, guys.
With the Sandoval County Democratic Party. Appreciate that. Speaking of talent and speaking of leading, I want to give Laura Montoya, the Honorable, an opportunity to give us a quick update. I know she's reached out. I posted the article as it was posted in the Rio Rancho Observer or the Albuquerque Journal's website. And I think the Honorable Laura Montoya wanted to give us some context.
Yes. So I'm fired up and I know you guys can hear me. Everyone in here is a political junkie. So Wusa, I might not be that honorable right now. And you might have heard me talking to Arjun earlier. So I called the lady that made the article. She then made me speak to Arjun. I've known Arjun for a long time. And I said, hey, Arjun, just so you know, based on the numbers that we have and the numbers that have been showing only early voting, you're way off. And I don't want it to look bad for you in the morning because there's a lot of political junkies that stay up all night to do this. And we do every single time. The numbers that Joey and I pulled this morning, and you saw some of them down on your area. I'm going to get to the good part in a moment, but I'll get there. Spice it up first. We have 80,195 people that could vote, but based on what we found, not including today, we had in total early voting and ballots returned 29,068 Democrats. We had 24,095 Republicans. Now, early voting, we're not so great at because why? Most of us care about making sure to keep each other safe, wear a mask, and do absentee ballots. So we had 1,318 ballots not returned. They had 768 that weren't returned. That was a total of 2,000 altogether. DTS isn't even included in this. Now, this is countywide for Ann Brady's race and for Jenny's race. Just right now, as I researched the new results, Ann Brady is up. It's 36,696. Lawrence Gregg goes down 35,065. For treasurer, Jenny is at 37,970. Benet Ward is at 33,606. when we looked at these numbers, Leah's race is tight and Alex's race is tight, but they absolutely are going to be super, super, super duper close tight. And Joey believes that Leah already won the race. So for them to put this on there, knowing that that's not true journalism. So she told me, well, I've been doing this for a long time. I said, well, I've been crunching numbers for a lot longer. You have an obligation to give honest journalism. And I'm telling you right now, this is not honest. I don't know who you spoke to at the clerk's office that told you that 40,000 votes have already been counted, but that's not even close to what Sandoval County has in total for votes. Just on Democrats and Republicans as of yesterday, we have at least 53,163. So even if they told you 40,000, that's 13,000, not including the early and absentee that were missing, as well as anyone who voted today, which we projected to be quite a bit, about 1680 of Dems, 1414 of Republicans, and that's not including DTS for countywide. So I just want you all to know, if you go to bed early, that article is nonsense. Sandoval County is not red. Sandoval County is blue, and we're going to continue to stay blue as best as we can. We might not win all of them, but we have some great candidates that have worked really, really hard, and they're going to have to just eat it up that they don't have real journalism and they let their little Republican ideas come and play before the truth of what these real numbers look like. So don't worry yet. And I text Teresa because I know somebody said Teresa said hello to me, and I apologize. I was focused. I wanted you all to hear her talking about how she believes that she does true journalism. And I don't know if you guys caught it, but that was the end of that call. But I did text her and tell her congratulations. And Mr. Tripp, he's the only one I had to sign out in the front of my yard. And I did push him quite a bit, and I think he's amazing as well. So there you have it. State Auditor.
Thank you, Honorable Laura Montoya. I appreciate your passion and your advocacy. And see, as the MC for the night, I'm not supposed to let there be any dead air time, but you noticed, like, there was no way I was going to step on her last words. Like, you never want to do that with Laura Montoya. Like, forget it. I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to wait, take a deep breath, and then I'm going to talk after she's done. I just am not going to risk it. I value my health and livelihood too much. I'm scared.
You're making me turn red.
Well, we've known each other long enough. We could share stories. Oh,
Yes.
my goodness. I'm proud of you. Thanks for your advocacy. Thanks for your passion. Thanks for reaching out. And those are good numbers and great things to say. Thank you for that really solid update. I want to give a chance to Joey, because I think even while you were talking, Laura, that Joey might have still been crunching some numbers. Do you have any additional numbers for me, Joey, that you want to share? I know we had thought about going to you for some numbers right after that entertainment break, but I didn't want to miss an opportunity to give Laura a chance to say a few words.
Mr. Otter, I think Laura just gave us most recent numbers. I'm nail biting here. I'm texting and responding to a bunch of texts. I have a source who works at the BOE. It looks like we're still waiting for the Pueblos. I know there was an issue in Torreon. Torreon always comes out with strong Democrat, and if they vote like I anticipate they do, we have another 400 or 500 votes there.
Commissioner Eichwald confirmed 500 votes, FYI.
Okay, 500, excellent. And I know Laura gave my top secret of Leo winning for the night. I know she kind of said that. I don't ever like to give anybody predictions. I can model based off of turnout, but ultimately until the ballots are count, it's just modeling. So I didn't tell Leah, I didn't tell anybody about the races because I don't want to give false hope or take away hope from the candidates because they did an amazing job. And so, yeah, let's just hang tight and focus on these numbers. I've sent a few text messages, so we'll have an update hopefully in the next 25, 30 minutes, guys.
Thank you, Joey. We'll come back to you for that update. We'll go back to you tomorrow for that update.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's 11.
That's right. It's already 11:15. So it's early because it's not even tomorrow yet. So look,
Right.
we are still on election day, folks. We've got some great folks with us tonight that are going to share some insights and talk to us a little bit about the campaign trail. I was looking forward to talking to Markella. Markella, is Markella with us?
No,
I don't
no,
see
she's
her on
not
the
gonna
line.
come.
Okay. She wasn't able to make it. I think we were inviting her and hoping that she was going to be able to join us. But that gives me an opportunity to bring someone else to camera who I have just labeled a bucket of sunshine. This woman has really lifted the spirits of everyone she has encountered on the campaign trail. And I can only imagine what she does in the classroom as a superstar educator, lighting up the lives of those children she encounters every day. She's got $1 million smile. She's my bucket of sunshine. She gives me my Monday motivation, and she's going to win a race. We want to welcome Billy Heelan to this incredible virtual watch party for Sandoval County Dems. Hello, Billy.
Hello, Brian. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Take it away.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that beautiful introduction. It takes a bucket of sunshine to know a bucket of sunshine. So thank you so much, Brian. You guys, I can't thank you enough. Sandoval County, you guys are you have such a special place in my heart. Every single one of you, you work so hard and you are never, ever ending in the corner of anybody who runs for office in Sandoval County. And that means a lot to me. Coming from the classroom and running my first race in 2018, you all took me into the Sandoval County family and made me one of you and helped me work through that first race. And even though I lost by a very narrow margin, you all were still in my corner. And when I decided to run again, you all have stepped up and you've donated and you've called and you've done everything that a person can do, and especially in the circumstances we're in now, to support me in my second run. And I don't need to tell you what a night. I mean, waiting and then seeing numbers and being like, okay, that doesn't add up. I don't get it. It's been a very frustrating evening, I'm sure, for so many people. And, all we can do is just wait and watch and, make sure that the count is accurate, make sure that every vote is counted, make sure that every voice is heard. That is the most important thing in every election, is that we listen to every single voice. And so I want to make sure that that's happening here in Sandoval County too. And, I hope you all know that I'm always here if you ever need me for anything, no matter the outcome of this race. We are a wonderful family in Sandoval County, and I hope you know that you can count on me to always be there for you the way that you've been there for me. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything. We're going to keep watching the numbers tonight and maybe even into tomorrow. And I've got my fingers crossed. We've worked really hard, and all we can do is wait for the final outcome. And so I'm feeling really positive and I'm excited. And hopefully come tomorrow morning, we'll have a new representative for District 57. So Brian, thank you again so much for that lovely introduction. And thank you again, Sandoval County. I love you guys. You're wonderful.
You bet. And Sandoval County loves Billy Heelan. Just incredible. Thanks for being a fantastic professional in the classroom and outside as well. And we look forward to getting more Motivation Mondays. We don't want that to end just because the general election took place today. We want to keep those Motivation Mondays going. So
Yes,
I know
sir.
I enjoy them every week.
Yes, sir. You got it.
All right. All right. Hey, listen, now I get to take and point the camera to one of my Valencia County favorites. My home county is Valencia County. I grew up in Los Lunas and Bosque Farms, and that is the community that really raised me down there in Valencia County. And I, as a young man, didn't know too many attorneys, but I have grown up. I've practiced law in New Mexico for 2 decades now, and I know a great attorney when I see one. And I know this incredible Democratic nominee for district attorney for the 13th Judicial District is just truly an amazing attorney and public servant at heart. And we're going to elect her DA. We're waiting on some numbers to come in, but she's joined us tonight to say hello. Please give a warm Sandoval County virtual watch party welcome to Barbara Romo.
Hey, everyone. Let me see. There we go. Hi, hi. It's so good to be here with everybody, and very nerve-wracking watching the results come in, but it's looking good for a lot of my Democratic fellow candidates, and so I'm hoping that spills over into my race. And I just want to kind of echo what some of the other candidates have said. You know what? No matter what happens, gosh, I am so lucky to have been a part of this process, and all of you that have supported me. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished as a party, and I know that we're going to do great things. And hopefully I'll be one of those elected officials that will help everyone doing great things for our state. But you know what, whatever happens, it's been a great journey, a great ride, and I'm going to continue working for the people of New Mexico and victims, because that's just what I do. But hopefully I'll be doing that as your next district attorney. And I want to say good luck to all of my Democratic candidates. And thank you all for your support. And let's hope it turns out well for everybody. Thanks. And thanks, Brian. I appreciate it.
You betcha. You betcha. Thanks for being an advocate for people who need people to stand tall for them, because often they don't have a voice, and you've been able to do that for so many folks that I know of. And I'm just grateful for you being a great lawyer and a great advocate. And we wish you well as these final numbers come in. And we'll see you the rest of today, and maybe we'll see you tomorrow too, huh, Barbara? All right. Well, listen, we've got an opportunity, and I'm going to pass the baton. But I think that when we're going to take a quick break here, I think we're going to take about a 10-minute break, 15-minute break. There's some folks that need to refresh and get ready for tomorrow, I guess, because we're just about there. But they're going to come back, and then Karen is going to lead us in a quick activity, and then give out some prizes. And then we should have some more report outs. And then I think we're going to turn it back over to our leadership. And just, I want to say thank you to the Sandoval County Dems for inviting me to join in tonight. This is really a true honor to be able to facilitate and be able to introduce people I care about, who I'm passionate in terms of my advocacy for their public service. It really is an honor and privilege to do that. And I did kind of, just so I was wearing my suit earlier, but I decided to wear my Democrats for All my 2020 convention t-shirt. And my wife was kind of surprised, because she knows I usually overdress for the occasion. Oh, there you go. Deb's got hers on too. Thank you for making me feel more comfortable. I was feeling a little uncomfortable that I wore this t-shirt tonight instead of putting my suit on. But thank you for the honor and privilege of being able to be here with these great Sandoval County Democrats, and being able to interact with my friends. I'm sorry, Alexandria, I didn't get to introduce you and blow you up, but I've done that in the past, because everybody knows how much I think of you and appreciate you and your service. I just am grateful that I was able to participate tonight. It's a night I won't forget. 2020 is an important and great year, and it's really, really magnificent to be able to share tonight with you. So thank you, Deb, and thank you, John, for the honor of being able to do that. And it's now, it looks like we are, in terms of timing, we're at about 10:21. So why don't we come back at around 11:21. 11:21. I'm looking at clocks that haven't fallen forward yet, or back or something.